Hello and welcome to iBluAirJgR Gaming for Comedy. This is Toby, the tactical, self-conscious, destroyer of worlds, rogue defender. This little guy is not a joke. So, what are we talking about today? A few different things. Number one is respect. Number two, bouncing checks that your tush can't cash. And most important of all, we're talking about Toby on the Incursion game mode. Battleborn has him classified as being territorial and adorable, and while that's fine, they forgot to mention he's a ranged brawler. He doesn't have the same defensive capabilities of a pure tank, but he's pretty durable and he has ways to mitigate damage. Toby's first ability is Arc Mine. It launches a small projectile that at the end of its range or upon collision with an object or a friendly player will stop and deal area damage. After 8 seconds, the mine will explode, dealing additional damage. Before we talk about his second ability, we have to talk about his primary weapon. Toby uses a custom railgun. It functions sort of like Mega Man's Buster. It can be fired quickly, dealing low damage, or it can be charged up for a devastating blast. Additionally, his railgun shots have travel time. So if you're shooting somebody from across the map, it's going to take a second for the bullet to get there. Toby's second ability is Force Field. Toby deploys a protective barrier that blocks damage. Firing his railgun through the force field increases the projectile's speed. Toby's ultimate ability is Core Discharge. After a brief charging period, Toby's mech Berg fires a devastating channeled laser for 6 seconds. And last but certainly not least, Toby's passive ability is called Boosters. Double jumping while holding a direction allows you to dash in that direction. Your boosters have 3 charges that are constantly refilling. Each charge of your boosters takes 8 seconds to refill, meaning it takes 24 seconds for all 3 charges to be ready for use again. Okay, here we go. We're on the Incursion map and we're getting things started already. Getting ready to pick that first Helix ability, and it's me and my magnets. This increases the damage of your railgun shots by 25% when you fire them through the force field. So this is why Toby is classified as a territorial character. When he's by his force fields, when he's able to set up a space where he's like, yo, I'm chilling over here, that's when he's most powerful. He's most powerful when he's able to be static. That doesn't mean he can't be a little bit mobile, because he does have the boosters and all that stuff, but he is best when he's able to sit stationary. So if you let the enemy Toby just sit back and chill behind his force fields, you're doing it wrong. And if the other team is letting you sit back and chill, they're doing it right for you. All right, so let's get out of here. Something I like to do whenever I leave the spawn in an incursion map, I like to pick up the shards that spawn around the side paths. It takes a little bit longer for you to get from the base to the action if you take one of the side paths, I think. But having shards is always nice. As you can see, it allows you to build up some base defenses. Depending on what type of gear you have, you might want to get that gear as quickly as possible. So picking up extra shards along the way is always going to be helpful. Now, here we're already starting to see bits and pieces of Toby's gameplay coming into play. Putting up the force field, trying to get that extra damage. He does have the ability to zoom in with his railgun, and it has a pretty significant range. I'm pretty sure there's no damage fall off on it, so you can deal the maximum damage regardless of how far enemies are away from you with it. So you can act sort of like a sniper if you can get behind that force field and keep it up. But the problem is it's a huge target. Just like Toby himself, he's big. He's in a mech suit, right? He's a little penguin in a big mech suit. So he's always going to be a big target, and pure snipers like Marquise and Thorn are really going to chew him up from range, because they can just pew pew pew, force field is gone, and now your projectiles are really slow, making it that much more difficult to actually 1v1 a sniper. So far in this particular match, things are starting off all right, not too fast, not too slow. Launching off the Arc Mine, something really great to do with the Arc Mine is launch it into a crowd of minions, and oh my gosh, I'm dying. It's very painful out here. I'm getting chewed up, but I am level 2, and that means I'm going to pick a new Helix ability pretty soon. But Arc Mine, if you shoot it into a crowd of minions, it's probably going to stay up for the full duration and get some nice dot damage on a big pack of minions. wave clear is always a good thing. Not every character has good wave clear, but Toby's is decent. It's not the best, it's not the worst by any means. And here we go. I'm picking up some more shards, getting ready to head back to base. The big shards are starting to spawn. The big shards are very valuable. If your team can control the flow of the big shards in the center of the map, they get a pretty decent advantage as far as buildables are concerned. Because buildables very important. The strategic ones, there's a turret in the middle of the map that's very nice. But here we go, picking another ability. The second ability, best offense. This is going to add a health regeneration per second effect to your force field when you or allies are standing behind it. And it's also going to give allies a 15% bonus to their attack speed. And wait a minute, we're picking up some gear. Starting off with a health increase. What I like to build on Toby as far as gear is health and shield, right? And then the reason why is because it makes him more durable. He doesn't have that much damage mitigation. There's one ability in his Helix that comes later on that gives him a bit of mitigation, but overall he's not a pure tank. So I just like to beef him up just a little bit so I can stay in the fight a little bit longer. I can take a bit more punishment so I can be the tank that my team needs, but maybe not the one it deserves. I don't know. I never really understood what that quote meant from Batman. But in any case, Deandy, she activated stealth, and I sort of know that that is the clone. And I think she knew that I knew that that was the clone because she's nowhere to be found. I don't know where she went. I think she's on the bridge. Yes, she is. She wasn't trying to deal with me because Toby's too big. Toby too big. He's too big. But seriously, going back to the force field thing, when it has the regeneration effect, tossing out the arc mine, wait a minute, getting a nice sort of area denial effect going on. So now enemies are less likely to walk into that area, but the mine is gone now. But okay, the force field, putting up the force field, taking that region, allows you to stay in combat a little bit longer than you normally would if you didn't have the region effect. And oh my gosh, the Deandy clone, it's very confusing. So what do I mean by that, right? So let's say you're at half HP, right? And you're thinking, I could probably stand to go back at this point, but I don't want to, there's a fight going on, I want to stay in it. So put up that force field, hang back a little bit, but stay within range to still put out some damage, but stay behind that force field and allow yourself to still be in the fight, but regenerating. So that's what's useful about it. And I am getting slowed out, getting chopped up by Deandy, and I'm gonna get taken out. She was throwing fans at me. The clone was chopping me up. It was too much. And here we go, picking another ability, maximum shield strength. This is just going along that path of I want to be more survivable. I want to be more durable. I'm not a true tank, but I want to feel as much like a tank as possible because I'm in a mech, man. I'm in a big-ass mech. What the hell I want to be weak for, you know? But yeah, so the force field region allows you to just be a little bit more durable. Stay in that fight. Stay close to that fight where you can support your team and regen yourself a little bit. Now, here's the thing. I'm not doing that well right now. And neither is my team. I'm picking up some shards. Every time you respawn, you kind of get this moment to reflect and think about what you were doing wrong. I'm not doing that well right now, and my team is not doing well. We're getting pushed back to our sentry. Our sentry's taking some damage, and I don't like it. So it's time to get aggressive. I'm tossing out that arc mine, putting up the force field, starting to shoot people, trying to get them out of the base. Sometimes you gotta be aggressive, sometimes you gotta be passive. I could be going for thrall camps, but I want to be on the field of battle as much as possible. I want to be just in there. I want to be in there trying to get snipes off, but I'm really not a good sniper. Toby, he has the potential to be a sniper if you have good aim and you can manage to stay behind that force field as much as possible. And here we go, getting the first KO. That is what I'm talking about, getting a nice shot with that railgun, and now I'm backing off because I don't want to get into a slugfest that I can't win. Here we go, just trying to be a little bit more aggressive, getting in the people's faces. My shields are back up. They're very huge. I have 540 shield, got another KO. This is what I'm talking about. I'm getting aggressive, trying to be in their face. Now, Toby, once again, he's strongest when he's territorial. Cool trick, launch the arc mine at the shield of the sentry, and it'll just tick off the dot. But anyway, Toby, he is territorial. He wants to sit back and be behind his force field. But he's got a sock and bop robot arm so you can punch people. He's got a powerful railgun that you can shoot pretty at a decent rate of fire. So you can be up in the battle, you can be in the action doing work. You don't just have to sit back. And in fact, it's debatable whether or not you always should. I think a good mix of sitting back and chilling when you need to, and then getting up in that action, getting up in that ass. That's what you need to do with Toby. You need to be flexible with him. He's not too versatile in the sense that he's always going to do either one or the other. He's always going to either be in the action or in the back lines. But he does have the ability to choose between those two things. And right now I'm chasing out Reyna. I know she's low, but I bit off more than I could chew there. And this girl gonna taunt me. That's Gallia right there. She's gonna taunt me as if that was just the most amazing kill that she's ever gotten. And maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If it is, I'm sad for her. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the next ability we're taking in the Arc Mine. Sorry, I broke your legs. This adds a slowing effect to the aura of the Arc Mine. So anything that gets damaged by Arc Mine is slowed for 3 seconds. The alternative is a stun. They're both really useful. The stun is more of a trick shot, right? If you land that stun with the Arc Mine, you can line up a headshot within those 2 seconds, fully charged, and completely destroy somebody's face. But the slowing effect, I find it to be more of a team-oriented thing, right? So it's either you can go for sort of a trick shot thing, blast somebody with that mine and then get the headshot, or you can say, okay, this guy's trying to run, let me slow him out. Okay, they're charging at the team, let me put this mine down, slow them, protect the rest of the guys on my squad. So those are the options, and I personally like that sort of area control, kind of giving Toby this ability to put certain areas on lockdown, right? It's like, the mine is here, y'all better not go in that spot or y'all gonna get messed up by that slow. Because people are really easy to kill if they get slowed out, especially Toby. Once again, Toby's biggest weakness is his size and the fact that his boosters have a very long recharge. So once you sort of get out of harm's way once, you can't do it again for 30 seconds. You have 3 dashes. There we go. Just use one of them to try and get into the fight. Lost the target, though. Can't really find him. The charge, it's recharging 8 seconds. It's almost back, and now it's back. So that's the thing. Toby has windows of mobility. If you're getting chewed up, blow all 3 of your charges immediately and just get the hell out of Dodge. If you're trying to chase somebody, use them sparingly. Try and use one here and there. Try and be a little tactical about it. It's an interesting mechanic with the charges and the dash. So he's not mobile as Caldarius. But if you're in a pinch with Toby, you can definitely get out of that pinch. And trying to snipe people, putting that Arc Mine in the crowd of minions again, doing some pretty big damage to them. I'm acting like a territorial character now. I'm sitting behind that force field. I'm also giving that force field to Marquise. He can make use of the defensive abilities of it as well, and the regioning effects. So that's a cool thing about Toby. He does get to support the snipers a little bit. He can just protect them with that force field. He can keep reapplying it whenever it's off cooldown. It's a really nice thing. Toby's a really nice guy. He's very friendly, and he's very powerful. Very powerful indeed. And here we go, getting blasted out. This is not good. I'm going to try and dash away. I've only got 1 charge left. Gonna use it, but I have a slow on me right now, so I'm very sluggish, and now I'm done. That's the thing. Once you get slowed with Toby, he's such a big target. How you gonna miss that, right? You can't miss Toby once you start getting shot up. But here we go. We're about to pick another ability. Panic mode. When all 3 charges are on cooldown from your boosters, you get 30% damage reduction. The alternative is adding an additional charge to the boosters, making you a little bit more mobile in those short bursts. But the damage reduction, once again, is making you a little bit more tanky, making you more durable. So hey, I can stay in the fight a little bit longer when I need to if you pick that damage reduction option. So we're going to skip ahead a little bit, because you don't need to see me picking up shards again and again and again, because I'm getting fucked up. My team is getting fucked up. Things aren't doing well. Got an assist though, so things are maybe looking bright. Things might be turning around. I don't know. I'm starting to using that aggression though. I'm trying to push them back, trying to get Reyna out of here. I shot the Arc Mine, but it came a little too close, and I'm not gonna get her. It's unfortunate. I'm just such a big mass, but here we go. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing that burst of mobility. Pretty much just cleared the entire distance from the front of their base to the front of my base by using all 3 charges in succession. And now I've got a little window where if I get jumped, I'm going to be kind of stuck, but my charges are slowly coming back, and that is a good thing. Now, we're about to do something a little bit cool with Toby. If you go around to the side, put up that force field, you can start sniping that sentry pretty damn good. It will start shooting at you sometimes. If there are no minions around, it'll definitely blow up that shield pretty quickly. But if you can find an opportunity to get in the corner and just start laying waste, putting those railgun shots in there, and I'm not sticking around for that. They are coming for me, and I'm not trying to get killed. So that's a cool thing that you can do with Toby. You can go around to the side and just kind of shoot out the thing a little bit. And here we go. Deandy is chopping up Marquise. I'm trying to sock and bop her off of him, but it's not going to work. Trying to body block just a little bit. And she's going to taunt him while I'm right here. What are you doing, girl? You messed up. But yeah, so that was unfortunate that the slow wasn't enough to keep her off of Marquise. Trying to, you know, be that territorial brawler protector kind of guy, but it didn't work out. But we picked up the assist anyway, so it's, you know, it could be worse. Putting out that force field. The cool thing about the force field is that you can put it up on the fly. I was getting shot at a little bit, so I put up the force field. What, are you just gonna waste your bullets on a force field? No, you're gonna shoot somebody else. Now, here's the thing with being territorial and why it's potentially difficult. Right now, I'm trying to push my territory forward. I'm trying to set up shop in this forward position, right up in the action. Gallia's like, this is my house. She's coming at me. And also, Ambra, I forgot her name. I had to look it up. Ambra's also up in my grill. They're pushing me back to my base. I only have one charge on my booster left, but I got stunned, chopped out. I'm getting roughed up. And that kill was pretty decent, but she's not going to do the taunt again. But I'm getting kind of upset at this point. I'm actually getting a little frustrated in the match. But either way, we're going to pick our next ability. I'm going to go with Beam Splitter. What this does is it splits the railgun shots into 3 projectiles if you shoot it through the force field. They're not going to hit one target, but it does create a sort of suppressive fire kind of feel to it, so you can just sort of rain down terror on a specific area. So we're gonna skip ahead again, so you don't have to look at me picking up shards. And at this point, I'm getting kind of frustrated in this particular game. I'm just kind of charging. I'm like, yo, get out of my base. Everybody needs to go. And I bit off more than I could chew. I bounced the check that my tush could not cash, and Miko is gonna taunt me, and that's just BM. That's a healer. Miko is a healer. Don't get hype off some bum-ass kill when I'm acting the fool and you kill me. If I'm acting the fool and you kill me, don't be excited about that. But at this point, the kid gloves are coming off. The kid gloves need to come off now because my team, once again, we're getting pushed back. We have a lead as far as points go, but we keep getting pushed back. We've been pushed back into our base for the majority of this game, and it's over. It's over for that. It's time to get serious. It's time to get aggressive, but a proper type of aggression. It's time to get serious aggressive. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. It's respect. It's respect. All right, you need to do not disrespect Toby. If you disrespect Toby, you get laser in your ass. Okay, that's what happens. So, the thing with Toby is you have to balance being territorial and when to push up, when to move your territory up, when to move it back. And, you know, it's really about map placement. That's what it's all about. It's about where you're placing yourself on the map. And using the ultimate for the first time, some of it's going to get blocked by Reyna's shield, but we did clear out some minions with it, so that's decent. That's, you know, pretty good. His ultimate ability is pretty difficult to use for the simple fact that it has a charge up time. So if you're in a brawl with somebody, it's not going to be that effective. Before we continue talking about his ultimate, going to put up the force field. I'm back by the healing station. The heal, I'm not sure if the healing effect from the force field stacks with the healing station, but either way, putting up the force field by the station will make sure that if somebody does come out and start shooting at you while you're trying to regen, you're not going to take damage. The shield is going to mitigate it, so you're going to stay protected, but still be able to rain down the business on people's faces. Bam. So here we go. I'm ready to get back in the field. I'm trying to get aggressive, trying to push forward because my team needs to get out of this hole. Everybody's there, launching out that arc mine, putting the slow. Everybody's kind of walking into it, so that's kind of nice, but it's not a time to engage just yet. My ultimate's still on cooldown. We got an assist, though, so that means we might have the potential to push. It's very serious right now. I was very upset during this particular match, getting taunted by 2 different people. Toby's not a pushover. Do not play games with Toby. All right, this is real. He's not a joke. And here we go. Deandy is up there by Marquise trying to take him out. I'm not having it. Sock and bop him time. Get out of here, girl. What you doing? Taunt back. She never taunted me, but she gonna get it because everybody else is taunting me. I've been getting roughed up for this whole game, and now it's time for some revenge. So once again, placing that force field up by that sort of sniper nest is always a good thing for your sniper, because if they do happen to get shot, they are going to regen up just a little bit. Gallia is going to try and chase me out, but I'm going to be able to back away with the booster charge. Still have charges left. She kind of forgot about me, which was a mistake. Do not sleep on my man's Toby. And here we go. I'm seeing everybody that I want revenge on, and it's actually getting to be a little bit too much, but I'm not retreating just yet. I'm going to get that kill, and I'm going to taunt back. Don't ever taunt with Toby, because then it gets serious. But now I'm really starting to get chewed out by Miko, so I'm going to back off. I still have one charge on my booster left, going to use it. Now I do have that damage reduction, but I don't need it at this particular moment in time. But what I do need is some healing, so I'm going to go back to that healing station, put up that force field. I'm protected, and now it's time for the next ability. I'm going to take riding the rail. That's going to reduce the charging time on the railgun, and also going to increase the health of the force field by 100%. It's simple, but it's very effective. Increasing the force field radius is the alternative to that. It's a nice thing too. Definitely gives you more protection over a wider area, but I'm a little bit selfish with my force field. I just want it to protect me a little bit better. Is that wrong? No, it's not. So here we go, getting back into the action. I didn't heal all the way to max because my team was starting to push up, and I'm going to use that side trick again. I'm going to go over to the side, going to start charging up that laser and just start firing, raining down hell. Some of those split off projectiles are going to hit some minions, some of them aren't, but it's a nice thing. We're starting to see it come into play. And now I've been discovered. I'm getting out of dodge because Toby, if he gets caught in a very tight enclosed space, he's probably going to die for the simple fact that he's such a huge target in a little area. He can't really use his boosters that well in a tight space like that. That's, I mean, maybe somebody else can, but I can't. I'm not that good with it. And I have terrible aim. Oh, it's embarrassing sometimes how bad my aim is. But there we go. We're seeing the slowing effect from that arc mine, slowing out that minion just a little bit. And Marquise is up here. He's going to start getting a little bit of damage, but I'm going to put that force field up. So if he was going to stay up there and potentially try and kill somebody, he was going to get protected from whoever was shooting at him. Boom, getting another KO. Girl, you messed with the wrong Toby. You're not going to taunt me and get away with it. And there we go. Marquise is actually making use of the force field. He's getting regen. Got another kill. I don't even know how I got that, but we're going to taunt anyway, but I got knocked up, so the taunt canceled itself. So we're going to get out of dodge. We're going to use all 3 charges on the boost. Well, we're going to use 2. But either way, we're going to get back. And now, once again, we're just using all the tactics in Toby's kit. I'm low on health, but I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere. Toby's not retreating. He's staying behind that force field, getting that regen. Now, there's a hidden passive on Toby, right? It's called respect. And what happens is if you disrespect Toby, he's going to turn around and whoop that ass, all right? And this is real. If you taunt Toby more than once in a single game, he will turn around and whoop that ass. That is just fact. It's happened to me every time I've played Toby. If you taunt Toby more than once, you just start to see red and just things get out of control. All right, that's real. So it's respect. And here we go. Gallia, she's biting off more than she can chew. Once again, slowing her out with the arc mine, punching her in the back with that rock'em sock'em. I wish I got the kill just so I could taunt her one more time just for a little bit of BM, but that's okay. It's fine. My team is doing well. We've got their first sentry down to 57, 61, something like that. I can't really see the number right now, but it's fine. We're doing well. We're playing the territory the way it needs to be. We're pushing up, and we're being smart about how we play the game at this point. So we weren't being so smart about how we were using our territory initially, but now we're really starting to manipulate the field and become territorial where we need to. Tossing the arc mine into that field of minions, just slowing them out and destroying. It's beautiful. It's really a beautiful thing. Toby is a really fantastic character to play. He has weaknesses. He's very big. He's an easy target to hit for snipers. He's an easy target to hit for anybody with some range. If somebody else got killed, they're going to have to get taunted. All right, that's just how it works. But seriously, he's a big target. He's easy to hit. He's only quick in short little bursts. 1, 2, 3. No, I don't need to use the third one. It's fine. I've gotten far enough away. But he's quick in those short bursts, but he is vulnerable when he doesn't have those booster charges. And also his projectiles do have travel time, so they can be difficult to hit people with. So we're doing well now. We were doing crappy in the beginning, but now it's gone better. And wait a minute, this is beautiful. Wait a minute. Taunted. I'm seeing red. It's just, it can't be stopped. It can't be stopped at this point. And it was a lucky shot, I know. Okay, but I don't care. This is what happens when you taunt Toby more than once in a single game. You just see red, everybody getting taunted. All right, but yeah, he's definitely a difficult person to play. Reyna did a cool thing there. She saw me shooting at the sentry, so she popped her ultimate blocking the path. So that was a pretty nice play on her part. Gonna reapply the shield, gonna keep shooting it as much as possible. Umbra is in here doing work. I'm gonna put that arc mine down. The arc mine is good for offense and for defending yourself. She is slowed out, but she has ranged attacks. And Reyna is following somewhere nearby because she has an overshield. I'm gonna try and sock and bop a little bit, but it's not gonna work. But we're gonna pick up the kill. Shane and Aurochs is gonna get the kill in the end. Anyway, we're gonna fast forward once again, and wait a minute, Miko's going down. I'm not going to taunt her anymore, though. I think I've done enough to traumatize the enemy team. But we are going to get the ultimate off just a little bit. Not going to get a kill on whoever was in that cave, but we are going to take out Reyna by spinning around to the right. The ultimate, it's a great ability. It's just you have to pick when to use it. Because, once again, you can't use it. If Wrath is on your ass, you can't activate it because it slows down your walking speed. It does so many different things. And unfortunately, we're not going to get to finish talking about Toby's ultimate, but it's very powerful. Just know that you can use that thing to completely dominate people. But that's all the time we have for today because we turned things around and we won that match that was definitely looking very grim for us. But there you have it. That's Battleborn Incursion Game Mode with Toby, the territorial ranged brawler. Thank you for watching. iBluAirJgR came for comedy, and we will see you next time. I'll see you next time. Everybody gonna see you next time. That's what I'm talking about.